Let's dive in.
Power.
My name is Kim. I'm a Black feminist researcher. I've commented on your page before. While I can appreciate your video, I do want to let you know that it is highly inappropriate to consistently and repeatedly ask Black, brown, and indigenous people, especially women, to do labor, to perform labor for you that you can do yourself. As an attorney, you have the critical thinking skills to do your own research. And it's really important that as you embark on your journey of deconstructing whiteness, which is, I believe, what you're doing, your spiritual journey towards that, is that you recognize two things: decentering yourself and to not ask for labor that you are not reciprocating from marginalized communities. Now, I did leave resources, several of them, that will help you get started in your research, but I did not want to leave this conversation without letting you know that it is highly inappropriate to do that. The emotional labor, the physical labor of Black women especially has been muled, and the whole superwoman, we're not doing that anymore, okay? You're not helpless. You're highly educated. I'm assuming you're very good at what you do. And the way you communicate here, you seem to lose your confidence and you seem to lose your voice. And it comes across as if you're helpless and that you need us to help you. And that is the reason why so many people, Black women, are in your comments praising you and thanking you for just asking. Just asking is not anything that requires celebration, and that is sad. That is sad that we as Black people have to, I won't say grovel, but some of it's getting very close to sounding like it's groveling. We should not have to just excessively praise anyone for wanting to do what is right, which is educating themselves about other cultures. It's perfectly fine to inquire, but when you inquire, bring what you've already researched and learned. Okay? That's reciprocity. That shows you've put some labor into this. There is much history in how white women utilize their tears and their helplessness for others to come to their rescue. I know you know this. I also want to say that, it's not an easy journey. So be careful what you ask for, because you're going to run into women like myself and men who are going to be straight shooters. Because if you're really sincere about deconstructing whiteness and learning about systemic racism and why the government is so against Black women and people of color in general, you're going to have to be thick-skinned. Okay? You're going to have to be thick-skinned. There will be many people in the comments that will coddle you and praise you, but that's not going to get you to where you say you want to go. Also, it's very disturbing to see so many Black women in the comments and men say that our strength comes from our struggle. Absolutely not. Our strength is a spiritual gift, and it is not given from the oppressor.
There you go.
And just the fact that Black people are attributing our strength to the abuser is extremely disturbing and sad. And that tells us how far we have to go as a community. I want to come back to say, yes, the government knows our gifts, and they know exactly why they have been oppressing Black women specifically for hundreds of years. And just in the past year, which demographic lost over 300,000 jobs within 3 months? It wasn't black men. It wasn't Hispanic men or women. It certainly wasn't white women or white men. It was black women. Over 300,000 black women left the job force. Our unemployment rate is now well over, I think it's like 6.7%. And there's hardly anyone talking about it. Why is that? It's because we got too close to the White House, too close to the truth. But the truth will not be stopped. They know that too, which is why we're getting all this activity. But it will not be stopped. But yes, we do.
Do I sound crazy? I don't know anymore. The world just seems so crazy that...
Yeah, you do. Keeping it a buck. But I'm going to do my best to answer your question. What black folks have that white folks don't is collective struggle. That sense of togetherness. White folks don't have that because white folks don't understand community.
It might be the struggle
as a collective.
But it's a
Which the irony is
struggle.
that as a white woman, you should understand collective struggle more than anything,
Not
because white women acquiesce to the patriarchy more than any other demographic in this country.
Absolutely, a spiritual
But that's
struggle.
obscured through the lens of personal gain, which for all intents and purposes is what your question is based on, personal gain. I'm sure you're not meaning it that way, but realistically, I know you want to do better. But you have to understand your role in white supremacy.
Because if
Your
the Lord our God had
your
not been
mentality.
with us,
You already
we
in
would not
what you
have
need to
been
learn.
able to survive this
Not
moment.
through us, through your own existence.
That's
You've
why
seen the reality
it's a
of
spiritual
racism.
struggle.
But regardless if you agree with it or not, you have to be able to place yourself in that equation because you're a part of whiteness. Whiteness is the absence of. That includes collective struggle. Until white folks understand collective struggle, the beginning of deconstruction is a far-fetched thing to do. White
All
folks have to stop
praises to the
trying
Most
be
High
white
God in Christ bless.
and be more of a human.
Ever been brought to your attention? Let me be the first to say, black people have superpowers. No disrespect to anybody that is of any other race watching this video. This is specifically for melanin-based people, because our genetic code reverses aging. Also, grants us the abilities to speak telepathically. You can see this when we dance, when we do line dancing. Just like how ants can maneuver in such a way, we do the same thing subconsciously as a collective when we're grouped together. It's about the genetic code. Like, these are traits that we have acquired and naturally have the ability to have all the benefits of existing in a world that makes us superhumans, right? And this is why we can see, and on the outside looking in, the reasoning why society in itself has fought so hard to dismantle, degrade, dissect, and indirectly criticize our very existence. Because ultimately, we're not normal. We're not meant to be normal. We're not ordinary. We're extraordinary. And I think we show up in spaces where, we expect to be treated normal. And when it's a taboo, and honestly, instead of us embracing our fullest potential and just being extraordinary beings, we try to conform to society. And it's not right. I think if we collectively embrace our gifts and our talents and respect each other in such a way to look beyond the ridicule or the ego and the traumas that come from black, and actually look
at the template we're blessed with. Our ancestors rain on us on a daily basis for our very existence. This earth loves our walk, the things that we do, how we maneuver, the uniqueness, the talent, the natural given pure form of the essence of being melanin in itself is art. We're walking forms of art. I think we have to collectively get to a place as being a melanin person, because ultimately the things that hold us back is long overdue, need to be dismantled. These are oppression that has been placed on us, and I think that we have come to a point in life where we have to get rid of that mindset. The programming is tired. The self-hatred is through. We need to get up to a place where we can validate each other and come into community again, so that these powers and these abilities can be appreciated in such a way that we can embrace it. Ultimately, the only thing that holds us back from being
Lynn's on there.
Always been a gentleman.
Not sure by the camera. Lynn's on there.
Son, what's going on in there?
I'll be out in a few
Hours.
My grandson just exposed a secret the Social Security office doesn't want seniors to know.
Come on, man.
in society is us building community again. We've done this so many times, and every time, that's why they fight so hard for us to stand alone. It's only one of one, and you know, for us to like not have these communities and have unity amongst each other, because once that happens, the system becomes fractured and fragmented and non-existent, because that's the thing that they thrive on. You know, the system in itself is anti-melanin because it's a virus-based society, meaning parasitic. They need seclusion for them to siphon the energy, if that makes sense. I don't know how we're going to go this route, but I'm going this route because ultimately, in order to have superpowers, you have to understand your abilities and understand what you represent to the system. The system in itself is only run solely on the base on you not realizing that you are a superpower energy being, right? That we are. Our genetic code cannot be duplicated any other way. The black man and the black woman alone cannot be touched. I'm not even talking, and you know, as many variations as it is when it comes to us, specifically talking to African Americans or black people that were raised in the Americas. It's my belief that black Americans America is the
Yeah, their playbook was black people fighting in the streets all summer. They wanted a summer of violence. They wanted all those video clips of black people being violent. And the entire black community collectively in one voice heard their ancestors say, rest, stay home. Don't go out in the streets. They collectively heard it, and they've all listened, and it was right. They have been dealing with a apartheid fascist state since for generations. Even worse than an apartheid state. Like in the slavery era, that was like they have been in an abusive, narcissistic relationship with the government for generations, since the first person unwillingly stepped foot on this land. They have studied their abusers, because that's what you have to do. When you are a victim to an abuser, you have to study their every movement as a form of self-protection. And they have done that. They didn't have to learn it as they go when he took power in November. They already knew. What do you do when your abuser all of a sudden you hear him walking down the hallway and his footsteps are a little bit off?
It's all
his
about
breathing's
being
a little bit off. You hide.
obedient to the Lord our
and
God.
you hide in your closet. You go out the window and run. You get somewhere safe. They have gone somewhere safe. They're not resting. Is not passive. That is not passive protest. That is active protest, and it is working more than anything else that has been being done. It is more effective than I can think of anything else that is being done right now. Resting to me means staying home, saving your money, not spending your money at corporate stores, not, buying local, shopping at local stores, going to local restaurants, supporting local businesses, building community, saving your dollars. We brought down Target, and that was 100% led by Black people, by the Black community, 100%. We made Disney come to their knees with just money in a weekend. Like, that is where it hits them where they hurt. We do not need people in the streets being violent. If you feel the call to be out there marching, go march. Do what you feel called to do, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about they wanted summer of 2020 visuals, and they didn't get it. Summer's over. They never got those visuals. I guarantee they have some strategy book and they're like, summer of violence, martial law, we can bring troops in everywhere. Every time they bring troops in somewhere that is shown to be peaceful, people wake up. Every time somebody wakes up. It's a snowball. So people that are resting are literally doing the most right now. So thank you for everyone that engaged with that post and are commenting on it. Those comments are literally like, I'm glad I've introduced some people to the term gray rocking. I'm glad I've put words to what people have been feeling, and that people in the Black community are validating that, like, finally a white lady gets it. Because that literally makes me emotional. Nothing makes me more emotional than getting validation from, especially a Black woman. If you come in my comments and say, you get it. I get emotional every time. So thank you for that. Because you all know. Nobody knows most besides, like, the smartest, most aware people in the world are Black women. And you will never change my mind on that. Because they have to be. And they are. So thank you for validating my last post, because that's how I've been feeling about it ever since I first saw people saying we're sitting this one out.
I'm seriously convinced that Black people are superheroes. Black people are superheroes, and laughing is their kryptonite. Cause anywhere I can go anywhere in the world, and I can see some Black people, we can read each other's mind. I promise you, can be some crazy shit going on. We'll be in the corner and we just look at each other. We having a full-blown conversation without even talking. We get that look like. And that person can understand exactly what I said without me moving my lips. And you can't tell me that ain't no magic, baby. You can't tell me that ain't no superpower. And then, the reason I say Black people kryptonite is laughing. I haven't been in a room full of Black folks where they just sit still and if a Black person sits still and laugh, it's fake. They be slapping their knee, grabbing you, pulling you, standing up, running around, all theatric, just acting a fool, moving back and forth, holding their hands in the air, laughing, clapping their hands together, crying. They'll start crying, laughing. Black people laugh so hard their stomach be hurt. They be getting a six-pack. They just my pieces, that's just what I think.
You want to know why they say if you're ever in trouble that Black people are the ones you want to go to? Because Black people are the ones who are really of God. And isn't it funny that a person on TikTok used ChatGPT and asked them, like, if you were to be a new race, what race would you be? And they said Black. Because as much as white people and white ideology tries to make it seem like white is better, white is mutation, bitch. Go study the genetics of white people and look at their skin. It literally tells you it's a mutation. From years and years and years. Like, if you look at the sun, I'm Black. I still get fucking tan, bitch. Just saying. The melanin is there. You're determined to actually always get melanin. But my point is not to shit on white people today. My point is because of the fact I watched a video of a social experiment of a little kid getting kidnapped. Now, the only people who actually helped were 2 Black men and this 1 white woman. Now, it's kind of funny because my other point was I don't like when Black men go to white women as if they're superior than Black women. Because a lot of the time, Black men, when they date white women, it's because of the fact they hate Black people or just being Black themselves, especially the Black mother, so they end up doing the opposite, because that's how most people are. That's psychology for you, by the way. Most people do the opposite of what they are trying to do, exactly what they're doing. It's just human nature. Either way, though, it's not about the race thing to me today. No, it absolutely is. I'm not gonna lie. It's absolutely about race. People always try to be like, it's not about race, it's not about race. Yes, it is. Because even in Hispanic culture, they have a thing where the darker complexion you are, the more like racism you're going to receive simply because you're a darker complexion, more like a black person. So it's a thing in all, majority of all cultures, okay? The darker complexion you are, which is more black, the more black you are, the more racism you will receive. The more bitterness you will receive is how I like to say. Because why do people hate you based on your skin? Well, I don't know. They know something you don't know. And this is what you should know. Black people have a natural heart of gold. That's why I think it's so interesting when I find evil black people. I'm like, oh, you need to get exorcist immediately, because that spirit that you have is not yours. It's been from the world created around you, and you've allowed it to make you that. That's how I feel about my parents, that's how I feel about my mom, and I can tell you anybody who feels this way I feel about, it's because they have not believed in God. Like, God will definitely come back as a black man. You cannot tell me otherwise. That's why I feel like I've never felt like God was actually a woman to me. I feel like God is a black man. I feel like God is a black man who created multiple children. And look at us, bitch. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like all over the place. But the point, though, is that, like, black people, though, we really are the ones that people are afraid of, because, like, we just have true intuition and divinity. Like, if that black person actually has some type of education and spiritual and religious, I say and religious, cultivation to them, they're actually a good sound person. You know, I feel like those are the best people to actually have a good place in this world. And if it's not like all education, they've had a lot of situational, environmental things that created them to have enough justice. Like, as much as I shit talk my baby daddy, and will probably, if you ever hear me, I can't always shit talk down him, because he actually is still a good justice person, because he grew up in Atlanta, and Atlanta is not a good place, baby. We know that. So his sense of justice is still there, and I appreciate that, because, like, when it comes to women and stuff, he don't play. Like, he like, you over here date raping babes? I'm gonna date rape you, nigga. No, I'm just kidding, but, like, that's the point, though. Like, black people are about justice. We do not deal with injustice because not even just about our own culture. I think that's why it's so funny that we have been enslaved, because it's like, damn, black people, like, you really allow somebody to enslave you? How the fuck did you not kill them? Like, who?
Yep, that's our steak burger, smashed into a taco.
Here we go again with all this. Okay, that's enough.
What dumbass nigga allowed us to get enslaved? Because I do not think that it really, like, how? We are so powerful, but at the same time, I know exactly how. We are dumb sometimes. I see black people and I think the reason why we do not succeed as a race is because we're always trying to divide ourselves. And I'm a victim of it too. Like, I literally will divide the women and men and stuff, but I know them days because I just observe the difference of what things are and move about it. A lot of the time, people in the black race don't want to be black. A lot of black men don't even care to be black. Instead of the fact of being black. I love that I was more whitewashed growing up, I guess.
It is what it
and
is.
Developed into, like, I want to be a black woman. I do not want to be white. Like, that is not my identity. I'm not one of those black girls who grew up in the suburban area and was like, I'm gonna be white my whole life. Like, I may have adapted to the environment, but I have never wanted to be white. My idea was always being me and just adapting to who I am and what I am. And my stepdad, like, even though we don't have the best relationship, he has always told me, like, I am black and I am beautiful and I'm smart. I already kind of have, like, two strikes against me, so and I'm a woman, so, like, I really gotta be watching out more, which really meant watching out for themselves. But the point, though, is that I don't understand how people don't understand that black people, black women, always, and yes, if anyone feels offended about it, well, it's because you're not black. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't, like, we have whole history of, if you're in America, please shut the fuck up. Let me have my moment. Please let black people have their moment for once. Like, please, don't make me go on your page and start saying mean things. Because I will. And message you. I don't care, bitch. Block me before I do.
So now, after clearly watching this video, here is my deep, critical analysis. And there's something that I want you to understand. I'm going to break down this analysis into 4 categories or 4 aspects: economical, biological, physical, and historical, right? Let's dive.